Aloha everyone and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Marissa Indigo and I am a professional oracle. I'm the founder of Divine DNA Blueprint Mystery School, clinical Ayurvedic specialist, and intuitive evolutionary astrologer. I am a code keeper, meaning that I receive information from our beautiful planet Gaia, our amazing sun Solaris, various planets, asteroids, star family, the elementals, essentially everything that is here for us. I listen deeply to what they are speaking for us all and transcribe the codes to support you at this time in a conscious navigation of the awakening journey. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're new, I just wanted to share a little bit about what I do, what my purpose of service is here to support you all at these momentous times. This is my April 8th eclipse, quantum acceleration, takeoff, preparation. So we're in the balsamic moon phase. I definitely want to talk about the power and magic of the balsamic moon phase and how we've been talking about these void spaces. Throughout the last few videos, we talk about the in-betweens and this kind of interdimensional hyper jump kind of experience. And it can be disorienting, discombobulated. You could feel disassociated as well. A lot of people are reporting feeling a complete lack of enthusiasm or apathy because they're on another timeline and they don't know it yet. You're supposed to start exploring the new things of that new timeline instead of trying to revert back to the old timeline, the old life. So a lot of people are waking up and they're like, wow, I'm totally not interested in anything. Like, I feel like this is all over. Like, now what? You know? And it's like, yeah, build your new reality now. What is it? What does your heart-centered life feel like and look like? Where are you? Where do you belong? So we're really working through the sense of belonging. And we are at the same time, as we prepare for this eclipse coming up in a few days, we're in the dark moon phase. So the balsamic moon, we want to talk all about that and how powerful it is. And that it's the void space as we are in a deep space, almost a vacuum. And that's why we call it that void. And we're here with the Black Panther. And the balsamic moon phase is the time of releasing, pulling out all of the weeds and being really thorough and making sure you got all the roots out as well in the garden so that the soil is cleared and you can fertilize it now to prepare for sowing the new seeds of the new reality, new earth. And as such, it can be really tough. It can be emotionally devastating, or psychologically so. And we talk about all of those different discombobulation, disassociation, feeling dislocated or misplaced, and then also grasping for what is the truth as we release. That's not true anymore. That's a program. And you could be watching a lot of belief systems, a lot of programs that we gave so much to throughout our whole life. You know, in first life, we're getting ready for second life now. So there can be a lot of emotional clearing as well. So it's a lot to do at once, everybody. We're going to enjoy this beautiful deeper dive with Black Panther and Jaguar totem energy to be with you and to give you really some wonderful supportive codes and multidimensional perspectives. And I'm going to be sharing, this is through the wisdom of Ted Andrews. We're going to be reading from his beautiful Animal Speak book. I invite you to get ready for some presence with yourself. So you want to be still and sitting in a quiet, nice, comfortable space without interruption and starting to come into your breath, closing your eyes, quieting the mind, dropping the gaze down through the body, down through your being. So you're looking down and through yourself, bringing your attention into your heart center as you continue to breathe in through the nose and out through an open mouth. But now bringing your attention into the heart center while you're continuing with this breath, and now into the belly and sacrum and into the root. And continuing to breathe, dropping our root anchor into the heart core of Mother Gaia. We ask if we may connect with her. She says, yes, of course, come on down. So we plug in, remaining connected with the breath, feeling stabilized and grounded, welcoming in a feeling of stillness and calm and peace. And even if you don't feel those things yet, all you have to do is focus on your root, being connected in with the heart core of Gaia, Mother Earth, Gaia Sophia, and your breath of in through your nose and out through softly parted lips. Continuing into the nose and out through softly parted lips. And just continuing with this, gentle, allowing your heart rate to relax and allowing this moment to start to grow and expand. You can call in your guides and angels and support teams and councils of light, ascended masters, star family and the elementals, animal totems. And now we call Black Panther, Jaguar to come and sit with us. And maybe it has its head in your lap, maybe it's sitting next to you. Maybe it's sitting in front of you and staring into your eyes. You're doing some eye gazing through your third eye with this jaguar being, starting to receive the downloads and the transmissions from the codes of the jaguar, the multidimensional galactic shamanic totem that many ancient cultures revered highly for deep shamanic work such as this, such as an eclipse passage. And we will proceed now to be reading from the remarkable Ted Andrews. So we invite you to just continue with your breath, to continue to sit with your jaguar, have your journal if you like, if you want to take notes, or just go through the process and take notes later, journal later, to see what activations you receive, what do you see, what visuals, maybe memories, time travel, space travel, as we share the codes of the panther and the jaguar, and ask them to assist us in navigating with consciousness and presence and love and full faith and trust, ease and grace forward into the future and into our next timeline. And I'll see you on the other side of the reading. Enjoy. Panther, reclaiming one's true power. Cycle of power, dark of the moon and the new moon. The panther is a very powerful and ancient totem. The name panther is more generally associated with a particular species of leopard or jaguar, although in the Florida area, the cougar is also referred to as panther. For the purposes of this work, we will explore it as part of the leopard and or jaguar family, and not of the cougar. As with most large cats, the panther is a symbol of ferocity and valor. Like the tiger and the lion, it embodies aggressiveness and power, but without the solar significance. In the case of the Black Panther, there is definitely a lunar significance. As with any totem, a study of the individual characteristics can provide much insight into the energies being awakened within those who align with this animal. Panthers of the leopard family are found in Africa, Asia Minor, China, and India. Those we associate with the jaguar family are found in the Southwest United States, though rarely anymore, throughout Mexico, Central America, and parts of South America. Meditation upon this totem, when it reveals itself to you, will help you determine whether it is part of the leopard or the jaguar family. Regardless, there are still traits that both embody and reflect. The panther in general is smaller but more fierce than lions or tigers. They have over 500 voluntary muscles that they can use at will. This reflects a lot about an individual who has such animals as a totem. It reflects an ability to do a variety of tasks as he or she wills. It is simply a matter of deciding and putting to use those particular muscles. It is simply a matter of deciding and putting to use those particular muscles, be they physical, mental, psychic, or spiritual. As a whole, panthers are loners or solitary. Although they do associate with others, they are most comfortable by themselves or within their own marked territories. They are drawn to those individuals who are likewise often solitary. The panther is an enchanting combination of beauty and utility. They have a wonderful gracefulness with an ability to move with ease or freeze entirely. They are quiet when they are stalking, hunting, or pursuing. Those who have a panther as a totem will find their greatest power in silence, as goals are pursued. Revealing too much or speaking too much about pursuits can counteract some of the effectiveness. Panthers are excellent sprinters, but they are not great long-distance runners. From a health perspective, those with a panther totem must learn to pace their work, allowing time to rest and to play. They must not push too far or too hard on any one task. If they do, they are more susceptible to imbalances. In times of trouble in any environment, those with panther totems are often the first and the fastest to respond. And especially in the work environment, they respond effectively to deadlines and to pressures. After mating, the panthers only stay together for a short time. The female handles the rearing of the young, disliking intrusions from the outside. This is often similar to women who have panthers as totem guides. They do not like others, even their mates, interfering with how they feel the young should be raised. The female panther almost always raises the cubs alone, and women with panther totems often find themselves doing likewise, whether out of divorce or simply through asserting dominance in that area of the couple's life. All cats have binocular vision. Each eye can work singly, providing greater depth of vision, magnifying images, and facilitating judgment of distances. Thus, anyone who aligns with the panther will begin to develop greater depth of vision of their life, of events, or other people. This is more than just psychic sight. It is an inner knowing. Often people enter the metaphysical field, taking up exercises and meditation to have their inner lights clicked on. Individuals with panthers as totems are usually individuals who came into the world with the lights already on. Thus, they should not be discouraged when they do not experience what others describe when their lights turn on. They should trust their thoughts and their inner visions and imaginings, for there is probably a strong foundation in reality. To those with whom the panther links comes the ability to develop clairaudience, to hear the communication of other dimensions and other life forms. The panther has very strong hearing. It can move its ears to locate the direction of sounds. The panther also has extremely sensitive hairs on the body, especially the face. Those with a panther totem will find their own sensitivity to touch increasing from the time the panther enters your life. The skin is our largest sensory organ, and we experience much more of the world through it than we realize. Those with panther totems should pay attention to how they feel when someone touches them, or when they touch someone else. The facial hairs of the panther are especially sensitive, and those with this totem can develop a special form of psychometry. Rather than holding and reading an object's vibrations through the hands, placing it against one's cheek or forehead will bring strong impressions. This skin sensitivity, the touch faculty, will heighten responses in the overall body. Things such as foods that are generally revolting will be more so to individuals with these totems. Touches that are sensual and erogenous will intensify as well when the panther enters one's life. The arrival of the panther initiates a time of awakened sensuality and passion, two powerful tools of the feminine powers. It is in the hours of darkness that panthers find its greatest element of power. This is even more true of those who have a totem of Black Panther. The season in which their power is greatest is the winter. The lunar cycle most powerful is the dark of the moon through the new moon. It has been noted mythically that a panther of the leopard variety have a distinctive sweet breath by which it lures animals to it for food. Leopard varieties kill by biting the back of the neck. They do not attack from the front, they pounce from behind. Those with a panther totem who are angered will not confront another individual head on, and honestly are better off not doing so. They must stalk patiently, waiting until close enough to strike strong and hard. They don't play when they hunt. These individuals will go for the throat, so to speak. The jaguar variety of the panther will also stalk, but they are more powerful. Because of their position and power, they will simply bite through the temporal bones of the skull. They have also been known to shear the heads off of animals with a single swipe of their claws. Because of their sensitivity, individuals with the jaguar panther as a totem will instinctively know how best to attack if placed in such a position, and they can do so lethally whether in defense or in response to anger. Because of this natural ability, individuals with this totem must learn to temper their responses, or they may unintentionally wound others more deeply than they mean to. Of all the panthers, probably the Black Panther has the greatest mysticism associated with it. It is the symbol of the feminine, the dark mother, the dark of the moon. It is the symbol for the life and power of the night. It is a symbol of the feminine energies manifest upon the earth. It is often a symbol of darkness, death, and rebirth from out of it. There still exists in humanity a primitive fear of the dark and of death. The Black Panther helps us to understand the dark and death and the inherent powers of them, and thus by acknowledging them, eliminate our fears and learn to use the powers. In China, there were 5 mythic cats, sometimes painted like tigers or leopards. The black reigns in the north with water as its season of power, and water its most effective element. This is the element of the feminine. This is the totem of greater assertion of the feminine in all of her aspects: child, virgin, seductress, mother, warrioress, seeress, and old wise woman or crone. When the Black Panther enters your life as a totem, it awakens the inner passions. This can manifest in unbridled expressions of baser powers and instincts. It can also reflect an awakening of the Kundalini, signaling a time of not just coming into one's own power. More so, the keynote of Black Panther is reclaiming one's true power. In mythology and scripture, the panther has been found in all parts of the world as a dynamic totem. It has been a symbol of the Argos of 1,000 eyes, who guarded the heifer Io, who was loved by Zeus. After his death, the eyes were transferred to the feathers of the peacock. The panther always brings a guardian energy to those to whom it comes. The panther has also been attributed to Jesus. In the Avodah Zarah, the early Jewish commentaries on the scriptures, it is listed as a surname for the family of Joseph. It tells how a man was healed in the name of Jesus ben Panther. Because of this, the panther often signals a time of rebirth after a period of suffering and death on some level. This implies that an old issue may finally begin to be resolved, or even that old long-standing wounds will finally begin to heal. And with the healing will come a reclaiming of power that was lost at the time of wounding. The panther was also a symbol associated with Bacchus or Dionysus. One story tells how Bacchus was nursed by panthers, and he is sometimes depicted riding a chariot drawn by them. The myths and stories of Dionysus are very symbolic. He is, to many, a symbol of unleashing desires and thus the awakening of the Kundalini forces. He, and thus the panther, symbolize a time of moving from mere poles of existence to new life without poles or barriers. The panther, in a Dionysic manner, awakens the unconscious urges and abilities that have been closed down. It signals a time of imminent awakening. The panther is a symbol of awakening to the heroic quest. All of the Greek heroes were born from the union of a god and a mortal mother, or priestess mother, the linking of the great fire and the great femininity. The heroes thus had the seeds of the divine force that would eventually provide impetus to reach beyond the normal bounds and restrictions, to negotiate new stages in progression and purification. The heroic tales tell us that no matter the depth of degradation, whether self-inflicted or inflicted from outside forces, there is always the promise of light and love to lead us back. I'm going to read that again. The heroic tales tell us that no matter the depth of degradation, whether self-inflicted or instilled from outside forces, there is always the promise of light and love to lead us back. When the panther enters your life, the path leading back is about to begin. Dionysus had to overcome many years of wandering, plundering, madness, destruction, and suffering before he could take his place within the heavens. His is the full lesson of overcoming negative tendencies and sufferings inflicted upon ourselves by ourselves or by others to attain our divinity. His story is that we are gods and goddesses in the making. Usually, in the lives of those with a panther totem, there either already exists or will soon arrive upon the scene an individual who will serve as teacher and nurturer and guide upon the heroic path. For Dionysus, there was the centaur, Silenus, and the satyrs. They symbolize the alternate realities that do exist around us and the increasing ability to view them at will as we become the initiates of the heroic path. These alternate realities will open to those with panther totems. These alternate realities, the beings within them and the energy of the panther, all have ties to powerful sexual energies. It may reflect a time of resolving old sexual issues, or it may simply reflect learning to embrace these energies as a true power without being judgmental. We must recognize and learn and master the transforming nature of the sexual energies and how to direct them consciously. Dionysus was a god of life and rebirth, passion and resurrection. He was twice born. The panther reflects a coming time of opportunities to become twice born ourselves. This often means we may have to face offending malignancies of our life, a process similar to what has come to be known as meeting the dwellers on the threshold. Those aspects of ourself or our life that we have painted over, glossed over, shoved to the back of the closet, or pretended didn't exist. Sometimes this means we must suffer the loss of what we think we love the most. The panther holds the promise of rebirth and guardianship throughout. It is the extra protection we need in these times. It is the symbol of power reclaimed from whatever darkness within our life has hidden it. The panther is the promise that whatever is lost will be replaced by that which is greater, stronger, and more beneficial. In the myth of Dionysus, the hero bears the magical thyrsus, a wand entwined with vines, upon which rests a pine cone. It gives the individual the ability to create delusion and illusion. There awakens within the individual upon this path and with this panther totem an ability to cause people to see and think as you desire them to. This ability is earned and strengthened through self-discipline. Like the Black Panther, you can blend into your surroundings with ease and to whatever degree you desire. To the Indians of North and South America, the jaguar, especially in the form of the Black Panther, was endowed with great magic and power. The jaguar panther climbs, runs, and swims even better than the tiger. Because it could function so well in so many areas, it became a symbol of immeasurable power to the Latin American indigenous. It was a symbol of mastery over all dimensions. To the Tucano Indians of the Amazon, the roar of the jaguar was the roar of thunder. Thus, the Black Panther was the god of darkness and could cause eclipses by swallowing the sun. This reflects the tremendous power inherent within the feminine forces. To those with the panther as a totem, this power will increasingly be experienced. And to the Shipibo tribes of the Amazon, the jaguar is present during sacred ceremony as a guardian and a gatekeeper to assist us to navigate the worlds, to assist us to liberate ourselves from the veils of hell and the lower dimensions of suffering and delusion and confusion, and to rise victorious into the heavenly realms in our unified states. The Arawak Indians say that everything has jaguar. Nothing exists without it. It is the tie to all life and all manifestations of life, thus ties to the eternal feminine within all life. To them, becoming the man jaguar was the ultimate shape-shifting ritual. The Olmecs created monuments to the jaguar, and the Aztecs and Mayans spoke and taught about the power in becoming half human and half jaguar. One who can become a jaguar is shorn of all cultural restrictions. The alter ego is free to act out desires, fears, and aspirations. The Indian shamans would perform rituals to borrow jaguar power. One who could do such could do great good or great ill. Stories abound of revenge, abductions, and great cures of disease through use of jaguar power among the Latin American Indians. Even in Egyptian rituals, a panther tail was worn about the waist or knotted above the neck to help protect and strengthen. It was used in a process called passage through the skin, their own version of shapeshifting, to engender themselves with the panther's power. The philosopher Nietzsche once said, "That which does not kill us makes us stronger." It is the same idea that is awakened in the lives of those who open to the power of the Panther totem. Those things of childhood and beyond that created suffering and which caused a loss of innate power and creativity are about to be reawakened, confronted, and transmuted for all, by all, through humanity. The Panther marks a new turn in the heroic path of those to whom it comes. It truly reflects more than just coming into one's own power. Rather, it reflects a reclaiming of that which was lost and an intimate connection with the great archetypal force behind it. It gives an ability to go beyond what has been imagined, with opportunity to do so with discipline and control. It is the spirit of imminent rebirth, welcoming in the ancestors to assist us in this reclamation of our pure power. Honoring you, your path, your journey, and all that has brought you into this now, and celebrating you with your reclamation of your true, pure power. Namaste.